There's a moment, and if you've been on any kind of healing or self awareness journey, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that moment where you pause, something inside of you speaks, and instead of trusting it, you question it. But that didn't just happen overnight. That disconnect from your intuition, that second guessing, that feeling of not knowing what to trust within yourself, it usually comes from somewhere. It can come from being in environments where your reality was constantly questioned, where you were made to feel like what you were sensing wasn't real or wasn't valid. It can come from being told you're too sensitive, overreacting, thinking too much, until eventually you start silencing yourself before anyone else even has the chance to. It can come from making a decision you truly believed in at the time, and then dealing with the outcome of that decision. And now there's a part of you that doesn't trust your judgment the way you used to. It can come from being in situations where something felt off, but you stayed anyway. And now you look back and think, why didn't I listen to myself? It can come from constantly looking outside of yourself for answers, asking other people what they think, what they would do, until your voice becomes quieter than everyone else's. And for some of you, it may have started much earlier than that. Growing up in environments where you had to adapt, where you had to read the room, where you had to stay aware of everything around you instead of learning how to listen inward. And over time, all of those experiences started to build something. They build hesitation, they build doubt, they build a habit of disconnecting from yourself. So now, when that voice shows up, when that feeling comes in, instead of trusting it, you question it. You sit there and think, is this my intuition or is this just fear? And the more you think about it, the more confusing it becomes. Because both can feel real, both can feel urgent, both can feel convincing. And when your trust in yourself has been shaken, that line between intuition and fear doesn't just blur, it disappears. So let's walk through this, not in a surface level way, but in a way where you can actually start recognizing the difference within yourself in real time in your own life. Because this isn't just about understanding a concept, this is about rebuilding your relationship with yourself. Intuition and fear don't just feel different, they come from completely different places within you. Intuition is quiet, not weak, not passive, but steady. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't spiral. It doesn't try to convince you. It just knows. Sometimes it doesn't even come with words. It might feel like a pull, a subtle nudge, or a moment where something in you just becomes very clear, even if you can't explain why. Fear is different. Fear is loud. It's repetitive. It's urgent. It tries to protect you, but it does it through pressure, through overthinking, through worst case scenarios. And here's where things get complicated. Fear isn't the enemy. Fear is your nervous system trying to keep you safe based on what it has already experienced. So when you're trying to tell the difference between intuition and fear, you're not choosing between right and wrong. You're choosing between truth and protection. You might notice this when you're about to make a decision. Maybe you're thinking about walking away from something, or stepping into something new, or setting a boundary that you've been avoiding. And suddenly your mind starts racing. What if I'm wrong? What if this doesn't work out? What if I regret this? And it feels real. But if you slow that moment down, you'll notice something. Fear speaks in what ifs. Intuition speaks in knowing. Fear is trying to predict the future based on the past. Intuition is responding to what is true right now. And this is where astrology gives us another layer of understanding, because intuition isn't random. It's connected to your emotional body, your instincts, your sensitivity to energy. In astrology, that's deeply connected to the moon and Neptune. The moon reflects your internal world, your emotional patterns, your instinctive responses. Neptune connects you to something beyond logic, something subtle, intuitive, and energetic. But if your emotional body has been overwhelmed, if your nervous system has been conditioned to expect confusion or instability, then fear can start to feel like intuition. And that's when it gets confusing. You might feel tightness in your chest, a sense of urgency, a need to act immediately. That's not intuition. Intuition doesn't rush you. Even when it's guiding you towards something uncomfortable, it still feels steady. And this is where many people get stuck because intuition will often guide you towards something unfamiliar. And fear will step in and say, this isn't safe. So you choose what feels familiar, even if it's not aligned. Fear keeps you in patterns. Intuition leads you out of them. Just because something feels uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. And just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's right. So, how do you start telling the difference? You slow down. You create space between what you feel and how you respond, because intuition becomes clearer in stillness. Fear gets louder in chaos. You can ask yourself simple questions. Is this trying to protect me or guide me? Is this coming from the past or from what I know right now? Do I feel pressure or do I feel clarity? Intuition doesn't argue with you. Fear does. Fear debates. Intuition just stays. Even if you ignore it, it doesn't chase you. It just waits. And every time you listen to it, even in small ways, you rebuild trust with yourself. So if you've been feeling disconnected from your intuition, if you've been questioning yourself, you didn't lose it. You just learned to doubt it. And anything that was learned can be unlearned. So the next time you feel that internal pull, pause. Don't rush to label it. Just sit with it and ask yourself, is this trying to scare me or is this trying to guide me? Because your intuition will never force you. It will simply show you. And when you're ready, you'll see it clearly. Thank you for joining me for another episode. Don't forget to follow so you never miss an episode to Adeana's Diary every Wednesday at 9 a.m.